Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. So there's a lot to unpack. So a couple of days ago, I told you about how Bakkt, they're actually owned by Intercontinental Exchange. They own about 65 point something percent of the company. Looks like they are in worse straits than what was originally reported, right? They think they only have enough money to last another year. They're doing things like crypto trading, custody, all that kind of stuff. I had first talked about them. I've spoken about them, I think, back in August of last year, when they cut a deal with Silver Bank or something like that to handle custodial services for them. And it looks like they have not been able to sustain their business model, which is interesting. So we're going to see how that actually pans out. If ICE will actually, which is Intercontinental Exchange, also known as ICE, will let them actually fold, or will they go find other investors to share that risk? Now, something else that's coming on a regulatory front, two things on the regulatory front. The first one is OKX is now being investigated by South Korea. And supposedly it's over illegal activities. And I don't necessarily think that it was OKX that did something wrong. It's possibly that their platform was used for illicit activities. So we'll wait for that to actually come out. But that's actually a big move because South Korea is a big hub for crypto. Something else that I'm paying attention to, Janet Yellen was, sitting in front of the Senate and said that there needs to be, better, better crypto regulation. And that means that the SEC has not been doing their job, and it kind of sets them up on opposite sides of the table. So I'm sitting back and I'm saying to myself, she's not wrong, but it doesn't just wag a finger. And I think this is what people are missing. It doesn't just wag a finger at the SEC. It also wags a finger directly at the Senate. And that's right, it's the whole body, because it's up to Congress to actually create the laws, right? And if we're missing laws, we're missing regulation, it's on them, right? It really is on them. SEC can give guidance and all that other stuff, and it's been poorly managed by Gary Gensler, in my humble opinion. But that still says that there are things that they could do that could do better. And I think that's what they're missing. Everybody's looking at, Janet Yellen's going after SEC. She's also going after Congress. She's actually saying, hey, guys, I need you to do something that you haven't done in years. You thought it would go away. It's not. Get up off your butt. Do something. Take a pragmatic approach. Stop taking an argumentative approach or an abrasive approach to it and say, you know what? There's enough retail interest, and I'll tell you about a report later. There's enough retail interest. There's enough institutional interest. There's even government interest in the technology that it's all based on. Maybe we need to have a more realistic approach instead of the wag the finger approach. Just saying, that would be helpful to everybody in the space. Something else that I'm paying attention to, China cracked down. I had a conversation online with somebody yesterday, and they were like, I don't understand your comparison between Bitcoin and gold. They have nothing to do with each other. Why don't you show me your holdings? And he wasn't being abrasive. At first, I took it as he was being abrasive, but he wasn't. He was asking a serious question. There's no real correlation between Bitcoin and gold, right? There's no real correlation. It's just that it's easier for people to compare the two, right? In terms of having a basis. It's a simple thing for people to do. And that's why I brought it up. Now, that being said, Bitcoin miners out of China, they're leaving China and going to Africa. That should actually be of no surprise because China has been investing in Africa for a really long time. But now, since there's a crackdown, these companies are moving over to Ethiopia. And the reason why is because, energy is cheap there. Not sure why, but it's cheap there. And they said, okay, we'll go there. Well, the energy is cheap. And the second reason, the bigger reason, is the fact that the government is okay with it so far. We'll see what happens. But that's actually a very big deal because our conversation about Bitcoin versus gold is, he was saying, China actually mines the most Bitcoin in the world. And that was true back in 2019 when they mined about 75% or some ridiculous number like that. Now they're down to like 22%. And probably dropping even more with the United States mining about 38%. So the idea of a state waging a 51% attack against Bitcoin, which is the magic number, has severely diminished. And it would also mean that you would have to get all of the companies within the state to act and move together, every single last one of them. So something else that's hard to do, right? Even if there was a mandate, somebody's going to throw stones at it, and it's not going to work. The chance of pulling it off would be ridiculously high. It's nuts. So there's something like that to actually contend with. Then I was looking at, Coinbase. Coinbase released a report, and not only did it say that Europe's, regular people in Europe, not only did their, sentiment change toward cryptocurrencies, but also people here in the United States. People here in the United States are now looking at crypto as it's here to stay, and adoption is right there. You're having more and more people adopt. That's why I'm thinking about giving this class, because more and more people are trying to adopt, trying to understand, and everything else. And the worst part of it is you have a lot of charlatans out there that are showing them the wrong thing. So that's why I'm working on this class. We'll see how that goes. I'm thinking, preferably March, possibly April, but I'm thinking preferably March. We'll see how fast I can get it done. Something else that piqued my interest is Chris. We all know that Chris Larsen, co-founder of Ripple, we all know that his wallet was hacked. Well, his wallet was hacked, and something else. Hacken, a security group, is thinking it was probably an inside job. And I'm really paying attention to that, because that would be nuts. That would absolutely be nuts if it was an inside job. So I'm hoping to learn more about that. Something else that caught my attention, Mark Cuban and the NBA seem to be facing a $4.2 billion, that's right, with a B, $billion lawsuit, because they had cut a deal with Voyager, and we all know what happened to Voyager. So I'm looking into that. Some of the little bit of news. I dropped a lot of articles last night. Last night. They're all on growmybag.tv. But you know what we should do now? We should probably get into the numbers. I'm trying to make this a little bit shorter and see how that works. See how that goes. See if people like the shorter idea versus the longer idea. So we'll see how that goes. Give me a moment. Switching over. Sorry about that. Those are my notes as usual. All right, let's refresh this, because I haven't refreshed it since I started the video. And we really do want to know if there are any major changes. We know that everything is going up a bit. Last night we were under 45. Today last night we were under the 44,741 that I wanted to hit. And now we just touched over it. So if you look, there aren't that many losers. Look at that. There aren't that many losers. When you can see zeros on this table, that's a good thing. That's really, really, really a good thing. Let's see if there's anybody over here that we should be paying attention to that's down. Monero is down, but you can expect that. But it's starting to pick back up. They had taken that hit, and now they seem to be coming back. Tron, not something I pay attention to. Just refuse to touch it. Sui is up, or is down 2%. Again, that's just a lateral move. CeeLo, same thing, lateral move. Anything else on this list? Nothing else on that list catches my eye. Let's see here. BitTorrent is up 35%. Not something I mess around with, but it is something to pay attention to. Dog with hat, up 28%. Again, it's a meme coin. You know how I feel about meme coins. I don't know that I would be thrown down with that. Caspa is up 18%. Stacks is up 15%. That's huge. Celestia up 12%. Cardano 12%. I told you, Cardano was at 48 cents or below, just below that. And here they are at 52. I'm looking at this compared to other ideas that you might have to invest your money and see if your money can work for you. If you're putting it in a bank, that's not going to happen. Where else can you turn around and make or break 12% in less than 24 hours? Yeah, just throwing that out there for you. Ordi is up 11%. Decentralized social, not something I'm playing around with, but I do pay attention to it, up 10%. Psy is up 9%. Let's see. Near is up 8%. Anybody else? Solana took a nice bump up to 7%. And this is after they had that 4 hour, 56 minute, network outage. That's because they recovered quickly. Hedera is up 7%. That's something that I do hold. Hedera, I do hold Solana. But those are actually very big deals. Looking at the stock market real quick, S&P Global comes out with news. All of these guys are this morning, right? From all the way down to here is up to this morning. So Apollo Global, let's see, Brookfield Corporation, Intercontinental Exchange. They're the people that own, or that's the company that owns Bakkt again. Duke Energy, want to pay attention to that. Same thing with ConocoPhillips. Philip Morris is another space. I'm not expecting huge numbers from Philip Morris, but still paying attention to it. Dexcom is out. That's something I want to pay attention to. Motorola Solutions. So you have a lot of companies that are still coming out. I told you, this is a very earnings heavy week, and we should be paying attention to what's going on in the stock market. Something else I was paying attention to as we flip screens is MicroStrategy saying they're going to transform into being a Bitcoin development company. Let's see how that goes. Because I don't know that Bitcoin is the platform to be building applications. That's my issue, because I think Bitcoin is going to transform into being a store of value. And so why would you be building applications on something that people are really holding on to? How's that work? Because how are you going to transport? But whatever, that's just me. 66%, at 66 on the Fear and Greed Index. DeFi Llama, we broke through 80 billion. We're at 81 and basically $81.5 billion in total value locked. That's huge. That's a big win. Big win. Downward pressure on Bitcoin has subsided a bit, and I'm wondering if they're running out of steam. I'm also wondering if companies had to go public with their purchases instead of just going OTC, because that's something that would actually move the market. And again, you can see how we busted over. This is the second time right now. This is the second time we're busting over my 44,741 number. Now we're at 44,745 according to TradingView. It's something to pay attention to, because again, we had been within this band for the greater period of time. We popped up a little bit, big, right? And then we came down a little bit over here, big. But then, a couple of blips over here, but we're mostly trading within this band. We really have to be able to crush over 45,000 and maintain that for a period of time for me to even feel comfortable talking about 50. Just saying. On the big board, if you're looking at the noise, Solana, Cardano, yes, those are big things to be paying attention to. Celestia is another one. Link is another one. Shiba Inu, don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on Shiba Inu. I'm telling you, they're about to make moves. I think this summer is going to be their summer. Shibarium is doing ridiculously well, and that's when people are going to start going, hey, that's not a meme anymore. They're actually doing stuff. Exactly. And then if you want to look at everything across the charts, in terms of numbers, here are your numbers looking at year to dates of, 5.8% for Bitcoin and 6.0 for Ethereum, basically neck and neck. Solana is up at 101, and you can see how they're almost break even for the year. That's pretty good. So if you bought when they were down, like I did, you're looking at green right now. You're happily looking at green right now. I'm not even thinking about selling it. I might shave off a little bit of profit here and there, because nothing goes up in a straight line, right? It's just not how it works. So you just look around. So I'm looking around again. I'm looking around for coins that move in unison. So when this coin goes up, that coin goes up. However, I'm also looking for the difference in how they move. Just because they go up at the same rate, at the same time, doesn't mean they go up at the same rate, right? So you could have two coins moving together and they both go like this, but when they go like this, one goes like that, and at the same time on the other side. That's what I'm paying attention to. So those are some of the comparisons that I do. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Don't forget everything that I speak about is basically on growmybag.tv as articles on the website, as well as all of my videos wind up over there as well. And pretty soon, hopefully, we'll have something special to talk about. And I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm going to get on and I'm going to do a video and I'm going to show it to you. I like showing things. I'm not one of those people that likes to talk about it. I like to show it. So we're showing you growmybag.tv. It's up. It's running. Is it the best one out there? No, but we're working to make it better. And that's what makes us special. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. This is Eddie J on crypto. If you like what I'm doing, drop me a note on growmybag.tv, as well as if you have suggestions on how I can make it better, drop me a note. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.